It's time to check out the hottest pizza in Saratoga, and that's starting right now. I've known Mario from West Avenue Pizza in Saratoga for quite a while. He used to work at a few of the local Italian places we order from. Every year, he personally delivered our order for Noah's birthday parties. He recently opened West Avenue Pizza in Saratoga along with his sister Jennifer. Being that the pizza has gotten national attention from Dave Portnoy and local attention from the Times-Union newspaper critic, it was time we took a trip. What we got on this day was far beyond pizza. The really hard part about this was figuring out what to order. One thing we knew we were getting was garlic knots. Aside from that, pizza, but we weren't sure exactly what to get, and we really didn't plan anything out. When we arrived, Mario had quickly recognized that we were there, so he came out to talk to us. It had been a while since we've seen him, so it was nice to kind of catch up. And that distracted us a little, but actually having him there helped us to settle on a couple things from the menu. Well, at least one thing. From social media, I know he's been turning out some amazing looking Detroit pizza. So when I asked Mario to figure out something for us to order, he said, "What about Detroit style hot honey pepperoni?" And once he said that, it was immediately sold. Aside from that, we knew Noah wanted some plain slices, and then we also settled on a small buffalo chicken pizza. Mind you, we knew this was a lot of food, but we were planning on the leftovers. Just have to get that out of the way. Given how deep the menu at West Avenue Pizza is, it was really not easy to stop there. When picking beverages, as soon as I saw my favorite Manhattan Special, I knew that's what I had to have. No matter how much this soda pranks me, I always go running back. Being that this was my first time opening one in public in a very long time, I'd say I was happy the typical explosion didn't happen. Why do they make the bottles like that? Come on, guys. The garlic knots were great. A good size to be slightly crispy on the outside and chewy but fully cooked in the middle. And because those get baked kind of together, they have kind of varying degrees of doneness between them. The coating is the typical oily, cheesy, garlicky coating that you sign up for when you order garlic knots. I prefer eating mine dry, kind of as is, but there was some sauce there just in case you wanted to dip a little. Pretty good. Pretty good. For a 6-cut pizza, the buffalo chicken pizza was actually very big. It almost filled the metal serving pan. As you can see, it was covered in a liberal amount of a nice, thick and creamy buffalo sauce. The chicken on top was nice and crispy, and the crust on the pizza had a nice amount of burnished edges, as well as a well-cooked bottom. Usually to get a pizza cooked like this in the area, I need to specially request it extra cooked. So I was really happy that even though we were eating in-house, this was the default pizza doneness. The buffalo sauce here was actually more interesting than like a typical Frank's Red Hot buffalo sauce. It had some sweetness and texture that soaked into the chicken breading and the cheese nicely, but didn't sog out the crust at all. I would definitely get this pizza again. While they were working on our food, Mario insisted on taking us for a tour of the pizza operations, among other things.
So this is the Oaxacan crew. This is the Oaxacan crew.
Nice.
This is the pizza machine. Pizza machine. No pressure, guys. No pressure. No pressure. Brian, my son Chris, Dante. Dante is the Detroit specialist. He's going to be making that Detroit pizza.
Awesome. I was slowing down quite a bit when the Detroit hot honey pie made it out, but I wasn't going to leave without trying at least a slice of that while we were there. No matter how good the garlic knots and the Guatemalan food were. More on that later. The pizza pie had the quintessential look of the Detroit pizza, down to the crispy cheese around the edge of the rim and the sauce on top of the cheese all over the pizza. As Mario later explained to us, they use cheddar cheese around the rim so that it doesn't get too dark like mozzarella, and that's because brick cheese is not actually very common in the Northeast. So I liked how that was a technical solution, but also gives kind of a Northeast character to the pizza. It's a really nice touch. And in case you were wondering, there was quite a bit of mozzarella across the entire pie as well. The toppings here is where this one actually gets really crazy. It gets baked with some natural casing pepperoni that are sliced kind of on the thicker side. And you could even see those kind of cup up and pool up the nice spice oil from the pepperoni. When the pizza comes out of the oven, they drizzle it with the hot honey and then finish with a handful of chiffonade basil. I don't love speaking in hyperbole, but a bite of this pizza was absolute heaven. If you get some of the crisp edge with the pepperoni and the hot honey, you get like this whole spectrum of kind of crunch and airy chewiness of the dough and some of that sweet from the honey and the fragrance from the basil. Honestly, I did actually tell Mario that there was a little bit too much basil on it for me, but I'm also not really big on a lot of these big bold herbs going on top of some other bold flavors like that. So you may very well like the basil on it. I didn't have a problem with it, it just seemed like a little bit much for me. Like I said, it could just be me. The crust reminded me a lot of like late 80s Pizza Hut. You know, when Pizza Hut was actually like very good. Back when you knew they were hand stretching doughs to order in those nice seasoned pans that they used to use. While Mario was giving us the tour of the pizza spot, he pointed out the person who's responsible for making these these Detroit pies. And to that man, I say, thank you. Noah loves getting in on the action during these reviews.
That is so good.
While Mario was touring us around his West Avenue chicken location, he told us about a new offshoot venture that he was launching that centered around his Guatemalan heritage. In fact, the menu that he showed us even said Guatemalan street food inspired by our mom.
Start doing the taquitos. She does all the Guatemalan and Salvadorian stuff.
Okay,
you know? So both places, they work as one, you know? Everybody works together. Drivers deliver from here, deliver from next door. They do, you know, we all prep for both places, you know, it all works together.
I saw him post that on social media.
Right, so that's so that's cool because that's like cross between the Italian, but instead of doing the traditional risotto, we do the Guatemalan rice, you know, the Spanish rice that we serve. So that's cool. It's like our Guatemalan twist to the Italian classic, you know?
Nice. As we were getting the tour, Mario asked the staff to bring us over some of the chicken tamales for us to try. So I knew that was coming and I knew it was going to be on the house. But what I didn't know was they were also sending out an order of the chicken taquitos, also on the house. So this food actually came out before the Detroit style pizza. And luckily I can say I was eating this not on a full stomach because this was incredible. The tamales were awesome. These were quite a bit wider than I was used to seeing from like a Mexican style tamale. And they were also stuffed with some vegetables, including like little miniature ears of corn, but also some shredded chicken, which was extremely tasty. And they were served on banana leaves, but I forgot to ask Mario if they were actually steamed in banana leaves. But he can let us know in the comments. Either way, the tamales were moist and flavorful. The taquitos were also really, really great. They came topped with like a magnificent crown of lettuce, crema, crumbled queso fresco, and pico de gallo. The taquitos were super crispy on the outside and juicy in the middle. Sharing these with Cassie was really, really tough, but the fact that we had 2 full-size pizzas, garlic knots, it made it a lot easier. The only thing missing on both of these Mexican dishes was some nice hot sauce. And having tasted some of the hot sauces that Mario's made in the past, I know he probably had some squirreled away in the back, so I could have asked, but we had plenty of stuff. It just wasn't necessary. A really cool part of the trip was actually getting to see the finished space at West Avenue Chicken. Back in November when I went, it was pretty much empty. Now, not so much. Oh, we're getting the grand tour here, huh?
This is the lab. This is the laboratory.
Oh, wow.
This is where all the chicken happens. Fry hotter here. What we got here? That's the chicken sandwich. That's one of the pieces for the chicken sandwich. Oh, yeah.
How you doing? Be sure to hit this video with a like. If we get over 100 likes on this video, I'll go back and try to get Mario to make something really, really crazy for your viewing pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe if you like food. And check out that original North Country chicken sandwich by clicking right here.